Hi to the 4 people who watched my video. This video is supposed to be kind of like a what I have purchased that has been handmade and talking a bit about the traditions of some of them, at least the ones that I know the traditions for. And most of the stuff I bought in Europe. None of this stuff is things that I got in the US because a lot of that stuff has been thrifted, and this is just supposed to be stuff that I got while traveling. And the stuff that I got in Asia, I kind of didn't put them in this video just because I had already mentioned them in a previous one, but some that I thought was important I kept in this one as well. So if you see them twice, that's why. So I guess we'll just start in the video. So the first thing that I have is a Matryoshka doll. I have probably like 15 Matryoshka dolls. This one has 10 inside, I believe. And I got this one in Switzerland, but it's handmade from Russia. You can see with the signature on the bottom. And the best way to tell if the Matryoshka is handmade is if there's a signature. It usually says either the last name of the artist or the city that it's from. And this one is just so beautiful. I mean, it's a very Slavic tradition, and I have a couple other handmade ones that I got. I'm just not showing them in this video, but mostly I got them from Estonia if I did get them, or they've been ones that somebody else has given to me or I inherited. So yeah, I love Matryoshka. I incorporate them into a lot of my arts. There's just something so cozy and adorable about them, and the painting style. This is very, very hard to do on a curved surface, which I'm actually going to talk about when it comes to these Slavic painted eggs. This one is from Lithuania, but I know they do it in Poland as well, and of course other Slavic countries. It's called Pysanki in Polish, I think. And these are really hard to paint because it's on a curved surface, but they all have different styles of painting on them, and it just represents different traditions. It's normally supposed to be like Easter centric. And this is just a little holder for the egg that I got in Romania, because of course they would have it in Romania as well. This is also hand painted. It's a signature on the bottom. So I just keep this like that. Also, most of the stuff is just for decoration. Most of them I don't really use other than for decoration because that's what I bought them as. All right. So this next one is a necklace that I got this chain separately, but I bought the pendant for it at a craft fair, or just a seller's fair in Gdansk last year. They were having a festival or fair of some sorts where vendors from all over Europe, and I saw even some from America came and were selling things. So this one's just a lady that she embroidered on it and put around in this gold, I don't know if it's plated or filled or what, pendant, and I wear this a lot. I just love the cameo look of it. That's the style that it's playing on. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, like what kind of a lady it's supposed to be, but I really loved her art style. She even had some that was like Baba Yaga, you know, the house with the bird's feet. Just more Slavic traditions. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I love dolls, like ethnic folk dolls and lavender dolls. I make a lot of lavender sachets myself, actually. I've had kits for them, or any other embroidery that I've done that usually says like stuff it with stuffing, I replace it with lavender, and I've picked some of my own lavender and dried it. So this is a lavender doll from my friend Anastasia in Russia, and it's just, I think this is handmade. I mean, it looks handmade. It just sits in my closet. It has a little bell on it. She knows I love lavender dolls, and I make some myself. I didn't include anything that I made myself in this video just because I wanted to highlight other artists' work. So maybe I can do a video of stuff that I made that's not knitting related, like more like sachets, accessories, ornaments. I would like to do that in the future too. It would just be so much. I mean, that Christmas tree back there is all the stuff that I've embroidered, but most of them have been from kits. And I don't really know where else to put them because there's a lot. So that's why I just have a Christmas tree up year round in my room. Maybe I can do a tour of that if anybody cares. So okay, so the next thing that I have is these little houses from a market in Copenhagen. I'm pretty sure these are handmade, but they're just like clay little houses that remind me of Denmark a lot. So I thought this was really cute. I don't really have a lot to say about that because I think it is more of a modern design than like a traditional one. All right, these candles, I have 2 or 3 of them. It's from my friend Daria in Ukraine. I've seen these in a lot of places. They're just like gnome beeswax candles, and I like the way that they smell. They actually smell like honey, which is really nice. But this is a very Eastern European thing. I mean, I've seen it in the US, of course, too, but I've seen these a lot when I travel, and they're so adorable. Okay, so I think that the art of making mittens is such an ancient, beautiful practice, and the way that people have evolved that art has been just incredible to me. So I'm not sure if people know what these are, but I didn't even see them until before I started traveling around Eastern Europe myself. They're kind of just like bracelets that have been embroidered. So this one has a thistle on it. I got this one I think I got in Latvia, but the other 2 are from Lithuania. But I mean, look at all of this beadwork and think about how long it took, not only just to knit this part of it with the garter stitch, but individually put all these beads on here. I mean, wow. And they weren't that expensive either, so I was just like shocked. And just to have them as an art piece in my house, I'm just grateful to have them. This one I got in Lithuania. I mean, just gorgeous. By the way, my favorite color combination is navy blue with gold. Like, I love navy blue and gold stars. That's one of my favorite things. And then this last one, man, these are incredible, honestly. Okay, is this one. And you know how they say it fits like a glove? It truly does fit like a glove. It's so pretty. So if you're ever in Eastern Europe, I would pick one of these up. The technique is just out of this world. It's amazing. And along those same lines, I do have some Scandinavian / Slavic knit mittens. This one is from, I think it's from, oh, it's Lithuanian. It's Lithuanian mittens. I think I got this from the same store as the other thing. These ones fit me really well. And I've knit mittens like this before. Let me tell you, it is hard. It is really hard and painful to do because you have to use double pointed needles in a very small needle size. So it pokes you, because it's kind of like knitting with a tapestry needle. I'm using size 1 or size 0 needles when I knit this. So, and it's hard to use my circular one. It's just painful. I get like marks and cuts on my fingers from doing this. So the true labor of these is incredible. In my opinion, it's much easier to knit something big because then you can just keep them on your circular or straight needles and just like knit across. But whenever it gets to double pointed needles, it gets quite tricky and complicated. And I do have a kit to make. I have 2 kits. I have one from Latvia and one from Norway to make mittens. I just actually made a pair of Matryoshka ones with scrap yarn, so I'm excited to get into that. Well, excited may not be the right word. I do want to get through them eventually. I did have my double pointed needles confiscated at the airport in Estonia though, when I was trying to make the ones I got from that kit in Latvia, so that didn't end up happening. So I have it kind of unfinished in my like yarn stash area, and I need to get to those at some point. Okay, this is a hand embroidered heart ornament I got in Poland. You can see the details. It has like beading and it's green velvet. I don't have a lot to say about this, but I thought it was beautiful, so I picked it up. Okay, this is also from my Russian friend. It's what do you call this? Like sun-aged leather from, she went to a fair in Moscow, but I forget the region that this is from, but it's from some region in Russia that she mentioned to me. I just don't remember the name of it, so sorry about that. Okay. This is a box from Lithuania. It's painted with the traditional designs and some birds. I just keep some like nail files and tweezers, all that here. Here's the card from it, by the way. The certificate of authenticity. So that's how you know it was handmade. Okay, let's see what else. This one I showed in my Korea haul, but this is just a sun catcher, I think is what they're called. It's like a snowflake with this thing on the bottom. This is not necessarily like folk culture, but it was handmade and I really wanted to include it just to like give a break from everything from Europe. This is from Jeju Island. So, and here's an ornament that I got in Germany from a yarn store. It was hand embroidered and made by a local that lives there. I don't remember if this was knit by the lady from Japan who had, or not knit, sorry, made by the lady in Japan who was selling stuff there, but here's tweed on the front and then just a needlepoint sheep on the side here. Did I say front for the tweed part? No, the tweed part is the back. Sorry if I said that. Okay. These I ordered online, so this is like the only thing that I didn't buy in person. And I don't remember which country. I think it's from Ireland though. But this is like a hand embroidered ancient thing. I think they're horses. I honestly don't know. I probably shouldn't be mentioning that if I don't know what it is, but I keep my embroidery floss in here. I have 2 of them actually, and it came with like the laser cut Viking looking embroidery floss holders, which I thought was really cool. Okay, so on to the next thing. This is a little bag that my friend, also from Russia, she made me. So her mom did the sewing and she did the embroidery, and this is leftover material that she used from a skirt and a dress that she made me, and she surprised me with this, and I just think it's so beautiful. I put small projects in here and carry them around with me, and it has little handles as well. But she is so talented, and so is her mom. I mean, look at the fine detail on this. Yeah, it's just incredible how precise that they make everything, and I really aspire to have that kind of precision in my work. All right, these ones I think I showed in my Japan haul and then I got cut out, so because that video wasn't complete. But these are the Koichi dolls. I may be saying that wrong. It may have a different name, but these are also handmade. These were supposed to be like toys for Japanese children to play with, and it's kind of just become an iconic symbol of Japan. These are vintage ones, by the way. I just got them in like a set of 3 vintage ones that you can get. So okay, so moving on, I have this Santa that also handmade. There's a signature. I have 3 of these Santas that are in different designs, but the concept, like the look of them, is the same because they're from Russia and they're hand carved wood, painted everything. It comes with a certificate too. So this one I think is the one I got from Andorra, and I got 2 more from Estonia. So, but I think this is a really beautiful tradition. It's similar to like the Matryoshka tradition, but these are, if you ever see one of these, it's 99% of the time handmade. Matryoshka has been a bit more commercialized, I would say, so you can probably find a lot more factory made ones than the Santa, because the Santa is also a bit more niche. Sorry, I'm just like trying to get my other stuff over here on the chair. But we are in the final stretch. Oh wait, no, I do have a couple more items actually. Hold on, I gotta just get them over. And a lot of the stuff is, it could be missing because I've accepted this stuff as just a part of my room. So when I look past them, I don't think like, oh, that's brand new, I got it from Europe. This stuff I have had for over a year. So in my mind, it's just like, oh, I have this now and I don't really think about it that I need to like pull it off my shelf and show it. So I guess that's why people do their hauls like right when they get this stuff, because after a while things just become incorporated in your life, which is kind of like what I do with these. Okay, so this is looks like a pagan lantern and it has a deer and some runes in them. I don't know if this is like specifically Lithuanian. I did get it in Lithuania though, and I just put taper candles in here and I like to burn them at night. My friend Anastasia, she also told me what these runes meant, but I forgot. I think one is like man, travel, maybe year is the other one. So if anybody knows how to read runes like her, let me know. But she did translate it for me. I just don't remember, so sorry. Okay. Here's a beautiful handmade vase that I got from Latvia. Just looks like this. Super beautiful. It has a signature on the bottom here if you can see. So I just love pottery from different places too. Looks like my friends know me for collecting ceramics. Speaking of a ceramic, let me tell you something. These may be one of the best things I've ever bought while traveling. And why, may you ask? I don't know. I mean, look at them. Do you understand? Maybe you don't understand. But these are from Romania. They're like little Romanian dolls. And I don't know what these are called. So if somebody knows what they're called, please let me know. Because I've looked everywhere, up, down, left, right for them. And I've only been able to find them from like stores in Bucharest. I think they're handmade because every single one looks different. There's just no signature, so it's hard to tell. But I mean, it's so cute. They even have the Romanian ribbons on them. They remind me of my Troshka, and my Russian friend said they actually look like old Soviet toys, but they look like gnomes to me, so very babushka coated. So I like that. Okay. So this is also from Lithuania. Okay, a lot of things are from Lithuania. Even that wreath up there, do you see that like circular thing? That's a lavender wreath that I got in Lithuania. So Lithuania had a lot of great stuff. Let me tell you, if you're thinking about going to the Baltics, do it. They have amazing stuff. It's super underrated, and the quality of production there is just amazing. So you will not be disappointed. I love how everything is so cozy and crafty over there. Okay, so this is just a doily. That's an owl. I actually don't know if this is crocheted or knit, which is, I should know, but I'm having a hard time telling. It's probably crochet. Like, it's definitely crochet, right? If someone knows more about me, more about this than me, please let me know. But I just keep this on my nightstand because it's like perfectly round. And it fits exactly on my nightstand, so that's really nice. I wish I could tell you who made it, but I don't know. So, all right, this is a Sami hat that I got in Norway. So the Sami is kind of like a indigenous group of people that lives in Norway. It's actually the group of people that the movie Frozen was based off of. So if you didn't know, you know now. And they were selling like traditional stuff by them in Tromsø. I think they live mostly like up in the northern area of Norway. So this is just like a hat by them. They have a pretty cool flag if you want to check it out. And I needed this because I was freezing up there when I went to see the Northern Lights, so I just got this one from them. I thought it was cool to have a piece of their culture with me. Very warm hat, by the way. Okay, so this is, it's handmade, but the embroidery is machine. So I got this from a store in Zurich. When I first got there, like the first day I got there, I got this bag because I didn't bring a small bag with me for a project and I really needed one. So it just has this like mouse embroidery, mouse ribbon, mouse fabric, these tassels. I mean, this is so cute, isn't it? This is not traditional by any means, but it was handmade, like hand sewn by someone at the sewing store. So I had to get it. I mean, I love this, and I put my socks and other workout stuff in here, and it just sits in my closet. So it's kind of more for storage purposes at this moment. Okay, here's the last item, I believe. I believe it's the last item. Let me check real quick. Well, I do have 2 things that I mentioned in my Japan haul, so I guess those 2 will be the last items. But anyways, so Dala horses. I don't know if you guys know what a Dala horse is. Some people who watch my videos who actually know who I am know what they are because I talk about them a lot. But they're just they're supposed to be Swedish toy horses that were originally for kids. Now, I don't know if this one specifically is handmade or not, but I have, I think, like 5 or 6 Dala horses. So I guarantee like at least one of them is handmade, but the tradition behind them is so cute. And there's a knitting project that I wanted to do inspired by Dala horses, and I've even done like embroidery for my Christmas tree that has been a Dala horse. So I like them for decoration. There's also like symbolic meanings behind them too. I think the color also has symbolic meaning. So you can like Google a chart of what each color means. But I think the one that's most recognizable is like the orange-red color of the Dalas. So yeah, you can look that up. I have 2 like orangish red ones. I have a white one, a silver one, and a blue one. I think that's all I have of the Dala horses. So, yeah. All right, and the last 2 things are matcha bowl and pincushion from Japan. I already showed these, so I don't really know what else to say about them other than there's like a cool tradition of matcha bowl making, and there's a unique Japanese art called wabi-sabi, which is something that they mentioned when I went to a kintsugi class. It's basically the art of like the beauty behind aging things, or like the wornness and fixing things that have been broken, which is where like the concept of kintsugi comes from. So when I took a matcha bowl making class, she really emphasized the fact that every single piece is going to be different, obviously, because every hand is different and it's impossible to recreate the same stroke. And it's less about thinking in terms of perfection, but in terms of like the character that it brings to the piece. So you can even see like this is not perfectly even by any means, but it adds that sense of handmade warmth to it, instead of just like the perfectly handmade stuff in factories that you can just buy from the store. So I do love the handmade look of that. Not sure if it's 100% handmade. I bought that for my friend Brev as well. And so I don't know, because we have the same one. It may not be, it may be. It doesn't have a signature on the bottom. It's hard to say. But this one I know for sure it is. These are old pin cushions. Well, they're new pin cushions, but they're made from 100-year-old kimonos from Kyoto. You can see here. And these are just like vintage teacups or other bowls that she has. And I have 2 of them, and one of them is with my Russian friend. 2 of them I have at home. They're for my mom and I. But I mentioned it in another video that I love pin cushions, and I have a lot of handmade pin cushions, so they're mostly from Japan. I think they're all from Japan actually. So, but yeah, this is the whole video pretty much. I do have a lot of handmade stuff from the US, or like vintage things, handmade stuff that I made. I just didn't include them in this video. And a lot of these are European because I found the most amount of handmade stuff in Europe, specifically Eastern Europe. The rest of my travels, I didn't find as much handmade stuff, or if they were, I wasn't positive that they were handmade, so I didn't want to include them and just be like, oh, this is handmade, when it was actually factory. So just wanted to say that as well. And I really place a big importance on handmade stuff, and I think that's something that's coming back more, especially with the younger generation and with AI and everything. I think it's important to go back to recognizing the beauty and the time it takes behind creating these traditions. And I think a lot of crafters also understand that, because we know how long it takes to produce something with our hands, and for everybody it's going to be different. So just wanted to put this video out there in case anybody was interested on seeing things from different cultures that maybe you hadn't seen before. I mean, some of this stuff I had never seen before until I went to the place that had them, and I didn't even know that these unique traditions existed, and you can even recreate some of them. I mean, the mittens that I showed, you can buy kits. There's a cool store in Latvia called, I actually don't remember the name of the store, but the kit is called How to Knit Like a Latvian. So you can try that for yourself too. There's a lot of kits that you can try. Even the sashiko that I mentioned, the Japanese embroidery, you can try as a kit as well. So if you saw anything here that you want to try as a kit, like lavender doll making, or maybe painting your own Russian nesting doll, which I've done also before, just like a tiny one though, you can give them a try and let me know. I would love to hear what your favorite object was. So thank you so much for watching to the 4 people. Bye.